for something like a bell, you need to have made something like this. Now this, I think I showed on the bauble video, is, I call it a puck, but what it is layers of old scrap paper, so just copy of paper that's been used before, wrapped together with coloured paper. So each of these rings with the colour on indicates 10 strips, and here you can see that the first 10 is a large diameter, and the next 10 is a lot smaller. So this way you can work out how many layers of paper you need for a largish project. So making something like that takes a couple of minutes and comes in handy for any kind of measuring and that kind of thing, and planning of shapes. So very useful tool. So for a bell I need in the region of 40-45 strips of A4. So here I've got kind of a selection of yellow colours, going from a very rich kind of golden yellow through to a very pale on the inside of this one. So that gives me a nice kind of selection of colours. What I want is the outside rim to be paler than the rest of it. So I've only got 3 or 4 of the pale on the very last roll. And because making a big block can be quite difficult, I've separated these into blocks of about 12. So it's easier to twiddle a 12 than it is to try and do all kind of 40-45 in one go. So these are numbered, so I know what order I'm working in. And as I did with the baubles, I'm going to drop the end onto the floor so that it will feed up a little easier. Unlike the baubles, because I want to push out the layers, you can't glue these together until the end. So it does take a little bit more time, a little bit more patience. And because it's a big block, I want to start with a larger than normal first turn. If you want to, you can put a little bit of tape on the end and that will support it through the process. I find it doesn't really work as well as just doing it normally, and it does tend to make it slip at the beginning, so I'd rather just go old-fashioned and just twiddle on. Okay, so all my rolls are on, pretty good and tight, and then finally glue this down. Okay, so for the bell I'm obviously going to want to shape this. So start by making kind of a cone shape. Try and lift the layers as evenly as possible. And then I want this lighter rim to be just on the edge, so I'm just going to pinch that back down to where I want it, like that, and then kind of make a contour flat top, something like that. And then you need to run some PVA along the inside to kind of bind these pieces together. Once you've done that, you'll have a bell. Just make sure your bells are even. It's better to have two because they seem to work better that way. Okay, Okay, so I threaded a couple of bells onto either end of my string here. So I've got one long thread to go over the branch and a shorter thread holding the ends together. So that is pretty much done. I still need to put some glue on the inside of that. And you can come back and just brush over with a little bit of gold to give them a bit more flair. And you keep finessing the shape until you're completely happy with it, but that is some quilled bells.